Good morning. I would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meetings. My name is Tang Zheng of Remax Connect Realty. A few housekeeping tips. All participants will be muted, and should you have any questions or a comment, please remember to enter it into the chat box. Please remember to join us weekly as we will have our virtual MLS breakfast meetings every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available online on our YouTube channel, West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. WSGVR introduced a new text message service. For updates, text WSGVR to the number 72727. A little bit about myself. My name is Tom Zheng, and I'm the July MLS Program Chair. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, Mark Wu from Allstate Insurance, President's Message by Mindy Ye, 2020 WSGVR President, followed by our speaker, Angelica Frausto-Lupo, Director of Community Development from City of Rosemead. We will have a raffle at the end of our meeting today. Just a reminder that to be eligible for today's raffle, you must be a WSGVR member and your name must be displayed to win. No telephone numbers will be accepted. Today, our affiliate spotlight will be Mark Wu from Allstate Insurance, brought to you by the affiliate committee. Take it away, Mark.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, good morning. Wu here, San Gabriel Valley for 33 years. We immigrated to the U.S. in 1969, where I grew up in Bakersfield, California. Next. I'm married to Susan. We've been married for 32 years. We met here in Silver Lake. Next. And we have 3 daughters, and 2 of which graduated this year. Kayla from APU and kinesiology, and Cassidy from Western. She'll be attending Concordia. My passions are to travel, next. And we've been all over the world, and unfortunately we know that the next couple of years we can't do that, sadly. But we love Broadway show, next, and we also love just enjoying our LA local sports teams. We enjoy the local teams. I'm from a very rich family. We have 40 fathers that are all blood related, but we are a group, so I call ours the Wu United Nation Clan, and we get together every Thanksgiving and basically have enough next to have even 2 softball teams with players on the bench. Next.
By the way, Mark, your sound is very unstable, just letting you know.
Sorry. Okay, well, anyways, my agency annually contributes tens of thousands of dollars. We're very supportive to local charities and charities worldwide. Next, you could go through the next couple slides. And so I have a passion to travel the world and just to feed the poor and to help those that women initiatives and global issues. So this is what I'm planning to do here on out since my kids are much older. We offer more than personalized policies. We also provide financial products. So if you need any help with fundings or just life insurance or IRAs, I have a life specialist that does all that. So thank you for the privilege of being able to speak to you. My agency speaks 5 languages out of our office. All are licensed and able to help you. Take care.
Thank you, Mark. We will now have our top 10 affiliates by early registration. They would like to greet everyone, and please remember to support our affiliates with our transactions. Today's top 10 affiliates, Bob Chu, are you here? Would you like to say something to everyone? Please unmute Bob Chu and raise your hand, Bob Chu.
Hi, good morning. I'm Bob Chu with Champion Escrow.
Next, we have Annie Fan from Chicago Title.
Hi, this is Annie, Chicago Title. If you need any title help, let me know. Have an amazing day. Thank you.
And we have Sandy Franco from First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Sandy. Next, we have Sage Gomez from MyNHD.
Good morning, everyone. Sage Gomez from MyNHD. Have a great day.
And we have Teresa Lam from Corinthian Title.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Teresa.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Hi, this is Teresa
I
Lam
couldn't hear
from
from her.
Corinthian Title Company, and good to be alive. Thank you.
And we have Mario Loria from CIT Bank. Then we have Joseph Nguyen from Pillar to Post Home Inspectors. Please unmute Joseph.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joseph with Pillar of Post Home Inspectors. Wishing everybody stay safe and take care.
Thank you, Joseph. And we have Angie Tang from First American Title.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you so much and be safe and healthy out there.
Thank you, Angie. Last but not the least, John Wax from Snap NHD.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax from Snap NHD, Natural Hazard Disclosure for all your NHD needs. I'm here for you. Be safe and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, John. Next, Mindy Ye will give her president's message.
Good morning, WSGVR family and friends. I'm Mindy Ye, your 2020 president. Thank you for attending our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meeting, and we're grateful for your continued support as a valuable member of West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. I'd like to share a motivational quote to all of you. If you are authentic self, you have no competition. Sorry, I don't know who the author is, so I picked it up from Pinterest. I couldn't give credit. Like Kobe Bryant says, God rest his soul, an inspiration to millions, always compete with yourself. Hard work is different between being good and great. Something to keep an eye on to help our family and friends and clients per CAR, California Association of Realtors, that came out yesterday. There's a bill that's proposed, pandemic savings for first-time home buyers. This is a new bill that is being introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives, which would allow first-time home buyers to withdraw funds tax-free from their retirement accounts under the umbrella of Corona-related distribution to use toward a down payment on their first home. Representative Sean Maloney from New York introduced this bill this week, a measure that the National Association of Realtors supports in helping first-time buyers achieve home ownership. The First-Time Homeowner Pandemic Savings Act would allow up to $25,000 of a coronavirus-related retirement distribution to be tax-exempt and penalty-free as long as it is put toward the down payment on the first home. The bill would modify a provision in the CARES Act that provides a penalty-free distribution for an eligible retirement plan or an IRA for up to $100,000 without having to pay an early withdrawal penalty. NAR is calling on members of the U.S. House of Representatives to co-sponsor the bill. While various barriers have stood in the ways of homeownership for younger generations, COVID-19 has pushed the American dreams further out of reach for countless families and individuals by no fault of their own. Per NAR President Vince Malt, the legislation will make a tremendous difference to those struggling to save for their down payment on their important first home. So keep an eye on that. Please join us next Thursday, July 13th at 9 a.m. We will have affiliate panels on home warranty and insurance company. Additional information will be available by the end of this weekend. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Angelica Presto Lupo has over 20 years of experience in local government with an extensive background in community development. Angelica has held positions with the cities of Whittier, Burbank, Pasadena, and Santa Ana. Most recently, Angelica served as the Economic Development Manager for the City of San Gabriel. In her role as the Director of Community Developments for the City of Rosemead, Angelica is responsible for overseeing the activities operations of the Community Development Department, including planning, building and safety, business licensing, CDBG, and home programs, and economic development. Angelica holds a master's in public administration with an emphasis in leadership and management from California State University, Northridge. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Angelica. Hi, Angelica.
Good morning. Hi. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen here. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here this morning and to speak to the group. I look forward to getting to know all of you better over the next coming years. So as Mindy mentioned, I am the Director of Community Development, and she shared a little bit about my background already, so I won't bore you with more details. I did want to mention Lily Valenzuela is our Planning and Economic Development Manager. She's been with the City of Rosemead for 14 years. She is my right-hand person in the department, and if I'm not available to assist you, please do not hesitate to contact Lily. She's very, very knowledgeable and knows the city very well. So just real quick, I'll go through the agenda. We'll talk about economic development and COVID-19. The city's response to COVID-19, I'll provide some information on major projects, talk a little bit about accessory dwelling units, and give some updates on other community development projects, and then I'm happy to answer some questions. So we can't talk about economic development without talking about COVID-19, and similarly, we can't talk about COVID-19 without talking about economic development and the economy and the negative impact it's had on our business community. And before talking about economic development and our business community, I do want to recognize that we have not seen anything like this before. There's not been another situation in modern times that have impacted cities and local government the way that COVID-19 has impacted us. It's impacted the economy, it's impacted our regular programming, the parks, for example, parks and recreation, every aspect of local government is being impacted. It's not all bad. I mean, it's an opportunity for us to be creative, and I suppose that's the optimist in me. But I do want to share that the City of Rosemead has done a phenomenal job in really being responsive and informative and continuing to provide the services to the community. City Hall right now is currently closed, but really that's just for the protection not only of the employees, but to protect the community, the residents, and also to ensure that we're all doing our part. And while it was a tough decision, we did decide to close City Hall again. And again, it's for the protection of everybody. So cities are experiencing a loss in revenue. However, it is a little too soon to tell exactly what that percentage is. Our sales tax is, we don't get reports until about 2 quarters later. But it's clear with businesses closed, completely shut down, a majority of our businesses completely shut down at the beginning of the pandemic. It's been tough. We can expect that it's going to be a tough next couple of years. Generally speaking, we're hearing that retail is down about 42%. And that's going to be difficult. I mean, frankly, brick and mortar retail, they were already suffering with changing shopping patterns, with online shopping, with finicky shoppers looking for authentic experiences or authentic products. The traditional national tenants were already suffering. So it's going to be very interesting to see how retail is able to recreate itself. And frankly, it's an opportunity for cities, for local government to get creative and think about what we can do to help the business community. Some ideas might be within the zoning code, perhaps within the general plans as cities update their plans. We'll likely have to include provisions to provide more outdoor dining, more services outdoors. I mean, right now we're looking at, you know, in the news, you're probably hearing about barbershops and salons providing services in the outside. You know, it's going to be a different world, but it's not going to be the end. We will all come back and survive. Some of the other areas that cities will likely consider is possibly less parking. As we make provisions for more outdoor dining or more services outdoor, we'll probably have to do require less parking, more open space so we can continue to allow businesses to social distance and social distance between tables if they're doing outdoor dining, for example. It's not going to be all bad, but it's definitely going to be different. I think what the experts are saying, organizations such as the International Council of Shopping Centers, is that it's going to be extremely difficult, again, for traditional retail to make a full comeback. But you know, I see this as an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity not only for Rosemead, but for cities in general to make changes and be creative. Going on. One of the areas, or one of the one program that the city of Rosemead has done, and you've probably heard in other areas as well, is there is a drive-in movie coming up on July 31st at Rosemead Park. Space is limited, so you are encouraged to make your reservation. It will be $5 per vehicle, and you can go online. You can go onto the City of Rosemead website and just enter in the search bar drive-in movie, and you'll get the information on where to register. I do encourage you though, again, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great to see your neighbors from your car and wave to them and enjoy a great movie. Other ways that Parks and Recreation have, what they've done is, for example, the summer camps had to be canceled, but Parks and Recreation has provided sports in a bag and summer camp in a box, for example. So again, it's a difficult time, but we're doing our best, and we're being creative in the services we're providing to the community. So the city, you know, I'm very proud to be working for the city of Rosemead. The council and the city manager did an excellent job of immediately taking action. And one of those early items was an eviction moratorium. The city passed the moratorium on March 24th. And then on March 30th, passed another order just to clarify the moratorium, which includes both residential and commercial. Also, during that order on March 30th, the city stated in the order that they were going to follow the state's order. Consequently, on June 30th, when Governor Newsom signed an executive order extending the eviction moratorium through September 30th, that includes the city of Rosemead as well. The city also developed a local economic stimulus with various funding sources through the city, through the CARES Act, through the CDBG and CDBG coronavirus and home funding. So as an example, all business licenses from July 1 through June 30th, 2021 are being reduced by 50%. And that includes for new and renewals of business licenses. Again, it was important for the city to be creative, to help the business community, to help the community in general. And this is one way that, that the council chose to do so. We also have several programs. We have a small business assistance program. It's for commercial rent up to $10,000. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. We have food distribution programs, senior nutrition programs, utility assistance programs, and rental assistance programs. Additionally, the City Council dedicated funds for several capital improvement projects. again, the council has been very proactive. They're thinking long-term, and just another example of how what they're doing to help the community. Just a quick mention on some of these programs. Participants must income qualify, and they have to show that they have been negatively affected by coronavirus. So a little more detail on the Small Business Assistance Program. It is for businesses with less than 5 employees, and businesses cannot use this funding if they have already received funding from another source that also paid for the commercial rent. So it would be okay for a business to utilize this program if they qualify. And for example, if they also receive funding through the SBA or the PPP program, so long as the funds that they've already received are not going towards commercial rent. Some of the eligibility requirements, they must have a physical location in the city of Rosemead. They must have been in operation prior to March 1st of 2020, have a business license, and have a verifiable loss of revenue due to COVID-19. And in addition, as I mentioned, have not received assistance for the same purpose. So you can receive other funding, but not if it paid for commercial rent. The application period will be open from August 8th to August 17th. So I really encourage you to continue to visit the website, and on August 8th, if it's something you're interested in, please go on. The application will be available. It will be available online. We will also have hard copies available for those interested. The application due date is on August 17th, and it will be at 6 p.m. So if you're submitting online, everything needs to be submitted by 6 p.m. on the 17th. Or if you're dropping off hard copies, we will require that to be dropped off at City Hall by 6 p.m. And we do have a drop box at City Hall. There's some information there at the bottom. You have my information at the beginning of the presentation. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. But again, the key dates are from August 8th to August 17th. And it will be on a lottery system. So businesses that submit the application and submit all this required documentation will then be assigned a random number. And if all of those applicants have submitted all the required information, then they will be entered into the lottery. I want to make a plug for our business community. Of course, eat and shop local, especially right now. I mean, we want you to do this all the time, but especially during this very difficult time for our business community. Please continue to support them. They do appreciate it. They need our help. And again, please help. So I'm going to go ahead and move into the planning and development of project updates. Just real quick, some of our key objectives in community development is to expand opportunities for concentrated commercial and industrial uses that contribute job and tax revenues to the city. We want to promote and encourage the highest and best use of underutilized properties. We encourage developments as a means of upgrading established uses and developing vacant parcels. And we want to entice and create convenience for our patrons to stop in the city and shop, not just drive through Rosemead, but actually stop and spend your money here. We'll start with the Garvey Avenue specific plan. It was adopted in 2018, and the city, again, even back in 2018, and the council actually directed staff to create a specific plan that was a little bit out of the norm. They were very creative in adopting the plan that already had 892 residential units entitled, basically, with 1.18 million square feet for commercial space. Basically, the plan is it's a tool for developers to make it easier to streamline the development process. If a developer comes in with an idea, a concept for a plan, if they meet the standards, they actually don't have to go through what can sometimes be a lengthy entitlement process. But if they submit architectural plans to building, it actually shortens the time for them. And again, the council's direction is come up with a plan that was easy for developers, easy for the development community to come and invest in the city. And we're proud of this plan. We think that it's going to change Garvey, and we really look forward to seeing it come to fruition. We already have several proposed projects within the district, and you know, we think that it's a great plan, and we hope the developers do as well. I'll talk a little bit about accessory dwelling units. Just recently at the last city council meeting, we had a first reading to amend the zoning code. As some of you may know, a few years ago, the governor changed state law, which frankly made it easier for property owners to build accessory dwelling units and junior accessory dwelling units. The city already had ADUs in the zoning code, but we had to come back and change our code to comply with the state law. So if some of you are familiar with ADUs, the city can no longer require that an ADU or a primary dwelling be owner occupied. So until January 1, 2025, then the state will allow cities, if they want to, bring that provision back. The city may no longer require replacement parking when a garage is converted to an ADU. Previously, the city did require that parking. So if you converted your garage, you had to show that you had parking on site. Excuse me. ADUs do require sanitation and cooking facilities. A junior ADU, which is attached to the primary home, does not need separate sanitation. They could share with the primary home. The maximum size of a detached ADU is 850 square feet for a studio and a 1-bedroom. And more than 1 bedroom, the maximum size is 1,000 square feet. And one of the things that the state included in their law was that cities cannot limit the number of bedrooms. JADUs must be contained entirely within the single family residence and shall have an efficiency kitchen. So they don't need a full large kitchen, but you know, a small kitchenette, for example, would be sufficient. The sanitation facilities, as I mentioned, can be shared with the main house. The floor area ratio can no longer be used to prevent the construction of ADUs. Basically, the state mandated that cities allow it and allow ADUs and make it easy for property owners. So far, as of from January 1 to July, we in community development have received 74 applications for ADUs. That's quite a lot. That's keeping our staff very busy, in addition to the regular projects that are coming through, the home remodels, the room additions. 75 applications specifically for ADUs is quite high. And 15 permits have been issued on the building side. We'll talk a little bit about the projects. This project, Bella Rosa, was completed in 2019. It's DR Horton was the developer, turned out very nicely. This other project on Garvey, it has 28 residential apartments and 10,000 square feet of restaurant, retail, and office, and was completed in 2019. This next project we call a horizontal mixed-use project because there's residential condominiums at the back of the site, and at the front there is commercial, 6,000 square feet. It was built in 2 phases, and the commercial side was completed also in 2019. 8408 Garvey Avenue is under construction. I think it's coming out beautifully. 46 residential units, 11,795 commercial space on the ground floor. It's at Delta and Garvey. Should be done, we're hoping, within the next couple of months. I think you can really see some significant progress there. 8449 Garvey Avenue. This project had its groundbreaking earlier this year. It is under construction. There will be 35 residential apartments with 7,500 retail, restaurant, office space on the ground floor. This project at 8900 Glendon Way, it was entitled, so it's already been approved, gone through the planning process, also has already been approved by building plan check. At this point, we're waiting for the developer to pull permits if they are choosing to move forward with the project. As a side note, we have heard with the pandemic, hotels and the hospitality industry has been heavily impacted. But we wish the developer well, and we hope that we can see this project through. It does include 123 guest rooms. It is 5 stories, and again, already approved, entitled, and approved on the building side as well. This is a proposed project at 500 Montebello Boulevard. So, I'm sorry. So this project has not been approved. It has not gone through the entitlement process. It's still in its very initial planning stages. If it goes through, we're expecting to see about 199 guest rooms, 6 stories at 75 feet high. Again, the hotel industry is, because of the pandemic, is not doing so well, but if the project moves forward, and once the pandemic is over, hotels are great because they bring people into the city and they also bring in the additional transient occupancy tax. Another proposed project, this is a residential project on Willard Avenue. Again, very initial planning stages. So far we've heard that there are 31 residential units being proposed. This is at Walnut Grove and Garvey. Again, proposed project. It is will include 42 residential condominiums with 17,000 commercial space, expected to be about 6 stories. And it does comply with the Garvey Avenue specific plan, for those of you that are wondering. Some other updates from the department. We do have the Commercial Facade Improvement Program. If you're not familiar with it, retail businesses can apply for a forgivable grant to help make improvements to the exterior of the business. Currently, we're in the process of studying the possibility of doing a freeway corridor mixed-use overlay zone. So more development along the major corridors near the freeway. We're working on a homeless development plan. I think right now over the last couple of years, the city of Rosemead has done a great job of responding to the homeless issue. But we do want to be proactive and stay on top of the issue, because some cities are just being tremendously affected by homelessness. I was just in downtown LA not too long ago, and if cities don't stay on top of it, it really can get out of hand very fast. And then finally, we have the housing element that will be required to do within the next year. So we've got a very small department. I have mentioned Lily, who's our planning manager. We have an associate planner and an assistant planner and 2 interns. Small team, but they do phenomenal work, and we're all very busy there. And at this point, I'm happy to take any questions.
I have a question from Annie Fan. She's asking if we can get the presentation slide by any chance.
Sure, yeah, I can forward this. I'll forward it to Belen.
Okay. And if you have a demand for the slide, please email Belen from the association. We have another question from Crystal Young about new ADU requirement. 450 square feet garage can only build into a 1-bedroom or a studio. Is that right?
Yeah, so a garage conversion, if it's 450 square feet, that's correct. It would be limited in terms of either studio or one bedroom. So it sounds like what she's saying, that the garage is 450 square feet. Is that what it is? Yeah. And is it detached? Do we know?
No,
Well,
not mentioned.
yeah, so under 800, anything under 850 square feet would be limited to either a studio or a one bedroom.
Okay. And I have a question from Cecilia Ruder. Congratulations on allowing 3+ stories. How many total units have you added to the rental market through these projects?
Good question. I didn't do the math. But,
I know that's a hard one.
You know, we're trying our best. The state's requirements, the RENA requirements are frankly, I'm not sure how to say this nicely, but the demand is very high for cities to continue to create new housing. We are trying to be creative by allowing the mixed use projects, by looking at the freeway corridor, overlay. We continue to look at this and figure out how we can try to meet those numbers. But honestly, it's hard to tell what the future is going to look like, and the state continues to make demands that in a built out city like Rosemead, we're doing what we can.
Regarding the earlier questions, she further added, yes, it was attached garage.
Okay, so yeah, I think that the answer to that is that if it's under 850 square feet, then it would be limited to either a studio or a one bedroom.
And a question from Ami Adini. Can you be more specific on how the city resolves the homeless problem?
How the city, we're in the very initial stages of developing the homeless plan. And frankly, one of the reasons why it was important for the city of Rosemead to develop a plan is that the state and the county continues to release funds to help the homeless situation, but without a plan in place, we can't access those funds. So funds are being funneled through the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments. And again, it's one of the requirements for accessing those funds or applying for some of those funds is the first step is to have a homeless plan. So we do have a consultant that's assisting us, and we're in the process of scheduling stakeholder meetings. We will also have a survey online, which I'd be more than happy to share with all of you once it's up, and we expect it to be up within the next week and a half. But we want feedback from the community. We're not trying to do this, in a vacuum. We absolutely are looking to the community to provide some information and give us feedback. So we will have the online survey real soon.
Great, thank you. We have a lot of questions today. Another one from Gary Pan. How long does the city take to complete the ADU permit process now compared to normal?
Good question. Because the state did streamline it, it can be pretty quick. Honestly, I think what it comes down to is how, as in most development projects, what it comes down to is how well the plans are developed. But the ADUs can be turned around pretty quickly. I think I'm hearing from staff anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, sooner, depending on, again, how good the plans are from the very beginning.
Another question from Hortensia Ramirez.
Just to clarify that, and that's on the planning side. So the plans do need to be approved through planning, and it is a fairly easy, quick process. Plans still need to get approved through building.
Got it. Thank you. And another question from Hortensia Ramirez. Are all these projects in the city of Rosemead, and are they requiring low-income units be built in the housing units?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So all the new project in the city of Rosemead, are we requiring the low-income units be built in the housing units?
No, the city of Rosemead does not have, does not require affordable housing in the projects. Developers can choose to do a density bonus, and in that case, we would require affordable units in the project.
Okay. A question from our president, Mindy Ye. The city of Rosemead still require pre-sale inspection?
I believe so. That I will have to get back to you, but I don't think that that has changed.
Question from Teresa Lamb. I see a problem with parking. There will be a congestion with street parking. Is there any solution for parking situation?
Parking, parking is one of those issues that can be problematic. But there are no easy solutions. My background, I didn't mention earlier, but I started in workforce development and economic development. What we say on our end is that when you have a parking problem, you actually have a good problem. It means that people are here, people are supporting the businesses, people are coming to town. So on the one hand, we want to have a parking problem. We want to bring people to Rosemead. We want people to spend their money here in the city. On the other hand, it is problematic when you're trying to develop a project and you have parking standards that you need to meet. Absolutely, it can be a problem. There is no easy answer. I mentioned earlier, in my opinion, one of the things that cities will need to do is get creative with those parking requirements, perhaps lessening them. That's not something that we can do right now. That's not something that I have the ability to approve, but it's something I think that we may need to consider, only because of, or especially because of the pandemic and the situation right now. But yeah, parking is a tough one, and it really just depends on, from what lens you're looking at it.
We have a very early question from Lorraine Clark. Can you please explain the rent moratorium and the deferment that applies to commercial properties?
Mm-hmm. So for commercial properties, similar to renters, similar to a person renting an apartment, if you're a business and you've been affected by COVID-19 and you cannot make your commercial rent, your landlord cannot evict you. You are protected by the moratorium. You cannot, the moratorium is in effect until September 30th. I'm sorry, was there a second part to that question? Just explain what it is.
The difference between the commercial and the moratorium.
Okay. Yeah, so just like I said, I mean, there really is no difference. Renters, whether you're a residential person renting an apartment or you're a commercial business renting a commercial space, you are protected. Your landlord cannot evict you right now.
Okay. A question for Ami Adini. How can I offer ideas to solve the homeless problem? To whom can I send my ideas?
Great, love it. You feel free to email me. You can email me directly, you can call me. Also, as I mentioned, we will have an online survey to get input from the community.
Okay. A question from Thomas Wang. Was the city of Rosemead in contact with the city of Monterey Park in regards of the room key project at the Garvey Inn providing temporary shelter to the homeless? Or do we have any updates regarding room key overall for city of Rosemead?
I don't have any updates on Project Room Key. It's a county program, so if you were interested on that, I would recommend you reach out to the county.
Oh, that's close to our last question, as we have new ones coming up. Does ADU garage conversion require a setback from the lot line?
No, that's one of the areas that the state made it easy. So if there's an existing garage that doesn't meet the existing setback requirements, that would not prohibit the property owner from converting that garage into an ADU, that would be allowed.
Ami Atini is asking if you can provide your email address.
Sure. It's A Fraustolupo, and maybe I'll move the slides up to my contact information. It's A Frausto-Lupo at cityofrosemead.org, and that is also my office number there.
And a question from Gary Pan. How long does it usually take for building department to complete the ADU permit check?
That I'm not heard from the staff on what the turnaround time is. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have information on that. I can look into that if someone would like to email me.
Okay, and we have Beline's slide ready to share, so we can please stop sharing on the slideshow. Thank you. And Beline, President Mindy would like to thank Angelica.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Angelica, for your time and your very informative presentation. I also would like to thank, and it's an honor to have immediate past mayor and current council member Margaret Clark and CEO Ray Jen with Rosemead Chamber of Commerce for joining us this morning. Thank you. Tom, take it away.
Thank you. Okay, and we are excited to offer our electronic voting for this year due to the current stay-at-home mandate. Beginning from July 16th at 10 a.m., you should probably have received an email from the email address with St. Gabriel Valley Realtors from balloteer.com. You will be emailed the following schedule: Thursday, July 23rd at 10 a.m. and July 30th at 10 a.m. Please stay tuned and do not delete them. You can only vote once. And please read the messages in its entirety before casting your vote. You will be assigned to secure a voter ID for casting your vote. All eligible voters' names will be placed in the drawing. During the virtual MLS breakfast meeting on August 6th, we will draw 15 winners. Each will win $20 Amazon gift card. Prizes are only for eligible WSGVR Realtor members who voted. You don't have to be present to win. Next slideshow, please. Please make sure to participate in our education classes. Tomorrow, starting from tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., we will have our BRE 45-hour continuing education. The cost will be $85. And tomorrow at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., we will also have a global real estate market trend series presented to you by the Global Business Council Committee about COVID-19 impact on real estate market in Taiwan. This is our newest series presented by the Global Committee, where we would like to present to you a library of global real estate market. We can discuss about the culture, the real estate, the trend throughout different countries in the global, and we will be building a library over time. So please, everybody, welcome to come. And if you have any questions, go ahead and support our event here. And then we will have a virtual seminar in Practical Feng Shui for Realtor 2020 on Tuesday, July 28th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It will be free. And then we will be training on the Matrix Realist Text 2.0 on Wednesday, July 29th from 9 to 10. Now, next slide, please. Oh, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting today. We hope to see you again next week when we welcome a home warranty and insurance affiliate panel with David Tran from Home Guard Home Warranty, Sandy Franco from First American Home Warranty, Mark Wu from Allstate Insurance, and Hong Chang from Hong Chang Insurance. Please support our affiliate with your transactions. Please stay safe and remember to maintain social distance during the pandemic. I am Tom Zeng, your July program MLS chair. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much. See you next week.